In Greek mythology, the Golden Fleece is the fleece of the gold hair-winged ram, which was held in Colchis. The fleece is a symbol of authority and kingship. It figures in the tale of the hero Jason and his band of Argonauts, who set out on a quest for the fleece by order of King Pelias, in order to place Jason rightfully on the throne of Iolcus in Thessaly. Through the help of Medea, they acquire the Golden Fleece. The story is of great antiquity and was current in the time of Homer. It survives in various forms, among which the details vary. Plot: Atamas the Minyan, a founder of Halos in Thessaly but also king of the city of Orchomenus in Boeotia, took as his first wife the cloud goddess Nephil. They had 2 children, the boy Phrixus and the girl Hel. Later Atamas became enamored of and married Ino, the daughter of Cadmus. When Nephil left in anger, drought came upon the land. Ino was jealous of her stepchildren and plotted their deaths. In some versions, she persuaded Atamas that sacrificing Phrixus was the only way to end the drought. Nephil, or her spirit, appeared to the children with a winged ram whose fleece was of gold. The ram had been sired by Poseidon in his primitive ram form upon Theophane, a nymph and the granddaughter of Helios, the sun god. According to Hyginus, Poseidon carried Theophane to an island where he made her into a ewe, so that he could procreate with her among the flocks. There Theophane's other suitors could not distinguish the ram god and his consort. Nephil's children escaped on the winged ram over the sea, but Hel fell off and drowned in the strait now named after her, the Hellespont. The ram spoke to Phrixus, encouraging him, and took the boy safely to Colchis, on the easternmost shore of the Aegean Sea. There Phrixus sacrificed the winged ram to Poseidon, essentially returning him to the god. The ram became the constellation Aries. Phrixus settled in the house of Ioleus, son of Helios the sun god. He hung the golden fleece reserved from the sacrifice of the ram on an oak in a grove sacred to Ares, the god of war and one of the 12 Olympians. The golden fleece was defended by bulls with hoofs of brass and breath of fire. It was also guarded by a never-sleeping dragon with teeth which could become human soldiers when planted in the ground. The dragon was at the foot of the tree on which the fleece was placed. Evolution of plot: Pindar employed the quest for the Golden Fleece in his 4th Pythian ode, though the fleece is not in the foreground. When Aeneas challenges Jason to yoke the fire-breathing bulls, the fleece is the prize. Let the king do this, the captain of the ship. Let him do this, I say, and have for his own the immortal coverlet, the fleece, glowing with matted skeins of gold. In later versions of the story, the ram is said to have been the offspring of the sea god Poseidon and Themisto. The classic telling is the Argonautica of Apollonius of Rhodes, composed in mid-3rd century BC Alexandria, recasting early sources that have not survived. Another, much less known Argonautica, using the same body of myth, was composed in Latin by Valerius Flaccus during the time of Vespasian. Where the written sources fail, through accidents of history, sometimes the continuity of a mythic tradition can be found among the vase painters. The story of the Golden Fleece appeared to have little resonance for Athenians of the Classic Age, for only 2 representations of it on Attic painted wares of the 5th century have been identified, a crater at the Metropolitan Museum of Art and a Kylix in the Vatican collections. In the Kylix painted by Doris, ca. 480-470, Jason is being disgorged from the mouth of the dragon, a detail that does not fit easily into the literary sources. Behind the dragon, the fleece hangs from an apple tree. Jason's helper in the Athenian vase paintings is not Medea, who had a history in Athens as the opponent of Thessaly, but Athena. Interpretations: the very early origin of the myth in preliterate times means that during the more than a millennium when it was to some degree part of the fabric of culture, its perceived significance likely passed through numerous developments. Several euhemeristic attempts to interpret the Golden Fleece realistically as reflecting some physical cultural object or alleged historical practice have been made. For example, in the 20th century, some scholars suggested that the story of the Golden Fleece signified the bringing of sheep husbandry to Greece from the east. In other readings, scholars theorized it referred to golden grain, or to the sun. A more widespread interpretation relates the myth of the fleece to a method of washing gold from streams, which was well attested in the region of Georgia to the east of the Black Sea. Sheep fleeces, sometimes stretched over a wood frame, would be submerged in the stream, and gold flecks borne down from upstream placer deposits would collect in them. The fleeces would be hung in trees to dry before the gold was shaken or combed out. Alternatively, the fleeces would be used on washing tables in alluvial mining of gold or on washing tables at deep gold mines. Judging by the very early gold objects from a range of cultures, washing for gold is a very old human activity. Strabo describes the way in which gold could be washed. It is said that in their country gold is carried down by the mountain torrents, and that the barbarians obtain it by means of perforated troughs and fleecy skins, and that this is the origin of the myth of the Golden Fleece unless they call them Iberians, by the same name as the Western Iberians, from the gold mines in both countries. Another interpretation is based on the references in some versions to purple or purple-dyed cloth. The purple dye extracted from snails of the murex and related species was highly prized in ancient times. Clothing made of cloth dyed with Tyrian purple was a mark of great wealth and high station. The association of gold with purple is natural and occurs frequently in literature. Main theories. The following are the chief among the various interpretations of the fleece, with notes on sources and major critical discussions. It represents royal power. Marcus Porcius Cato and Marcus Terentius Varro, Roman farm management, the treatises of Cato and Varro, in English, with notes of modern instances. Braunt, David, Georgia in Antiquity, Oxford, Clarendon Press, pp. 21 €23, Puffco, M.A. OE Cults Wyatigo Runa W. Hetkai Janital a OE The Cult of the Golden Fleece in Hittite Anatolia Preglad Orientalistic Zui 91, pp. 225 €30, in Russian, Newman, John Kevin OE The Golden Fleece. Imperial Drama A Companion to Apollonius Rhodius. Leiden, Brill, 309-40, Otalet Kipanids, a OE The Golden Fleece, Myth, Euhemeristic Explanation and Archaeologia Oxford Journal of Archaeology 20, ppA 1 €38. It represents the flayed skin of Creos, companion of Phrixus. Diodorus Siculus 4. 47. Cf. Scholia on Apollonius Rhodius 2. 1144. 4. 119, citing Dionysius unregistered trademark Argonautica. It represents a book on alchemy. Parleavatus on the Incredibilia unregistered trademark Mythography Geeka 3, 2, Lipsary, PA 89, John of Antioch FR 15.3 FHG. It represents a technique of writing in gold on parchment. Haraxes of Pergamum Fragment der Griechischen Historikerei, IIA, 490, fr. 37. It represents a form of placer mining practiced in Georgia, for example. Strabo Geography I, 2, 39 The Geography of Strabo London, Tran, T. The Hydrometallurgy of Gold Processing, Interdisciplinary Science Reviews, 17, ppA 356 €365, Gold During the Classical Period, Schuker, Carl P. N., From Flying Toads to Snakes with Wings, Llewellyn, Reno, Mary, The Bull from the Sea, Arrow, refuted in, Braunt, David, Opsit, PA 24 and Otalet Kipanids, Opsit. It represents the forgiveness of God, Ma 1 Quartilaire, Karl Littfried, Orchomenus und die Minia, Breslau, refuted in, Bacon, Janet Ruth, The Voyage of the Argonauts, London, Methuen, PA 64 FF, 163 FF. It represents a rain cloud. Forchhammer, P.W. Hellunica Berlin PA 205 FF, 330 FF, refuted in, Janet Ruth Bacon, Janet Ruth, Opsit. It represents a land of golden grain. Faust, Adolf, Einige Deutsche und Griechische Sagen im Licht ihrer Ursprung 1 Kortentlichen Bedeutung. Mulhausen, refuted in, Bacon, Janet Ruth, Opsit. It represents the spring hero. Schroeder, R., Argonautensige und Verwands, Potzer, refuted in, Bacon, Janet Ruth, opposite. It represents the sea reflecting the sun. Verthium, v. A euro oed Argonautrum via aura euro, mnemesin, new series, XXX, PPA 54 euro 67. XXXI, PA 116, Manhart, in Zeitschrift für 1/4 Ethnology, 7, PA 241 FF, 281 FF, refuted in, Bacon, Janet Ruth, opposite. It represents the gilded prow of Phrixus, a euro unregistered trademark ship. Sveronos, M. In Journal International da Euro unregistered trademark Archer copyrightology numismatic, 16, PPA 81 a euro 152, refuted in, Bacon, Janet Ruth, opposite. It represents a breed of sheep in ancient Georgia. Nink, M. A euro oe die Begetung des Wazers im Kult und Leben der Alten, a euro Philologus SUPPL 14.2, Leipzig, Rieder, ML. The Last Word on the Golden Fleece Legend? Oxford Journal of Archaeology 10, PPA 57 a euro 60, Smith, G.J. and Smith, A.J. A euro oe Jason's Golden Fleece, a euro Oxford Journal of Archaeology 11, PPA 119 a euro 20. It represents the riches imported from the East. Bacon, Janet Ruth, opposite. It represents the wealth or technology of Colchis. Akaki Euroshads, the country of the enchantress Medea, Tbilisi, Colchis, Colchis, land of the Golden Fleece. It was a covering for a cult image of Zeus in the form of a ram. Robert Graves, The Golden Fleece Hercules, My Shipmate, New York, Grosset and Dunlap. It represents a fabric woven from sea silk. Beryl, A. Hyatt, Shell Collector, a euro unregistered trademark S. Handbook, New York, Putnam, PA 77, Abbott, R. Tucker, Kingdom of the Seashell, New York, Crown Publishers, PA 184, History of Sea Byssus Cloth, Muscle Byssus Facts, refuted in, Barber, Elizabeth J. W., Prehistoric Textiles for the Development of Cloth in the Neolithic and Bronze Ages with special reference to the Aegean, Princeton, New Jersey. A Princeton University Press, McKinley, Daniel, A euro oe Pinner and Her Silken Beard, A Foray into Historical Misappropriations, A euro Ars Textrina 29, PPA 9 a euro 29. It is about a voyage from Greece, through the Mediterranean, across the Atlantic to the Americas. Bailey, James R., The God Kings and the Titans. The New World Ascendancy in Ancient Times, St. Martin's Press. It represents trading fleece-dyed Murex purple for Georgian gold. Silver, Morris, Taking Ancient Mythology Economically, Leiden, Brill. See also, List of mythological objects, Apsitus, Gold mining, Order of the Golden Fleece, The Sea of Monsters, References. External links, the Project Gutenberg text of the Golden Fleece and the heroes who lived before Achilles.